Welcome, everybody. My name is Stuart, and this is the Ask Stuart Hour. There are no slides. There is no script. I am here to help, and for you all to help each other, too. Although you cannot see what everybody else is typing in, I can. If you have a response, an idea, an anecdote, a solution to share, type it in. I'll do my best to get to whatever you type in here. If you want your microphone or camera turned on, let me know. We'll coordinate that. Wouldn't it be great to hear your voice? Every once in a while, somebody is brave enough to say, turn on my mic. Come on in, ask your question, and then we'll mute you back down. It's really easy. All right. So if you're a guest here, I offered, I don't know, was it 5 different dates for guests, people who are not entrepreneurs, who are not a member of Group Bootcamp, to join us on one of these coaching sessions. See, in February 2015, I launched a training program, a revolutionary training program called Group Bootcamp. It teaches newer methods, better methods that work significantly better to help you grow your group business. It's a group bootcamp. Doesn't start on a specific day, starts on the day you want it to start. And I said, hey, why not give out some free stuff so you know a little bit about what we do? And this is one of them. 1 hour every other week where you bring it, I bring it, we have some fun. Just wait till you see what we're going to talk about. I have 2 pages of stuff that we're about to dive into. And get ready to let your fingers do the walking and type in stuff, and I will read. So let me just quickly get through some of the welcomes here. Christy's in the house. Welcome, Christy. I'm glad you're here. Angela's here. Good morning, Debbie. Yes, it says it's being recorded. Cool. Thank you for, these things sometimes work a little wonky. Karen's in the house. Hey, Karen. Bootcamper Karen's here. Welcome, everybody. All right, so first, a quick story, because I always like sharing something that's happened to me that I believe, if I tell you the story, maybe it will impact you, it will help you, it will give you an idea. My wife and I went to it's a brewery, a tap room, and we have loads of them here in Memphis. This one is at the Crosstown Concourse. The Crosstown Concourse, if you don't know this, was the former Sears building. It's like 1 million square feet of space, and it's an amazing venue now. But all part of it is a brewery, and so we go there often. We love it there. So, and it was raining a little bit outside, and as we were walking, it wasn't raining too hard. I noticed that there was a food truck. See, every on weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's always a different food truck there. Naturally, doesn't that make sense? Because the brewery doesn't serve any food. So it was raining a little bit, and there was no line to get food from the food truck that was right outside the door of the brewery. That was pretty crowded, and they don't serve food. What do they serve? Brew, beer. What I noticed on the inside of the food truck, though, were the folks inside, the cooks, the chefs, the entrepreneurs, were on their iPhones just sitting there waiting. They didn't look up and say anything to me. Hey, welcome. Hey, can we get you some wings? Can we get you a banh mi? Can we get you, a burger? Whatever it is they were serving. I don't even remember. They didn't look up. They're on their iPhones. I walked into the brewery, and it was packed. And everyone is doing what? Drinking and talking, but nobody is eating. So I said to my wife, and she knows I do this all the time, when I see there's an opportunity missed. Friends, if you were in that food truck, would you be doing the same thing? Would you just be sitting waiting for somebody to say, hey, I like a basket of wings, please? Because if you were sitting there waiting like they were, you'd be waiting a long time. In fact, you'd be bringing home all that food and giving it to your family and friends when you got home, because it was raining. People just weren't, kind of hanging out outside, and business was going to be offered them unless they took a proactive idea, concept. They did something. Well, you know what I'm about to say. I know what you would have done. This is what I would have done, and I almost did it. I would have taken a little piece of paper, a little menu, I don't know, I would have had these printed up in advance because, food trucks, friends, they don't have big menus, just a little menu like this. And I'd go inside and I'd walk around. I know you're saying the same thing. Hey, how would you like wings with that beer? Hey, how would you like to wash down that ale with a crispy, fresh banh mi that we just made for you? Right? And walk around with the pen in the ear and take orders. You stay right there. I'll bring it to you. I'll go out in the rain, not you. Make it easy. Make it convenient. Add value. Furthermore, if you're a new food truck and nobody knows you and you've got a truck loaded with food and nobody's coming out because it's raining, why not give out samples? Get a chicken thigh, a chicken breast, cut it up with little toothpicks. I don't understand, friends. An entrepreneur is not an entrepreneur when you sit there and you wait to take an order. That's not the definition of an entrepreneur. Which is why I'm on this big rant here. Now we're bringing it home about the difference between an agent and an entrepreneur. If you call yourself an agent, you're going to think like an agent, act like an agent. And I think that's not the way to go, if I might be so bold, as you're giving me permission today to be your business coach. But you need to think of yourself as an entrepreneurial agent, if you need to use the word agent, which means you're not going to sit there and wait for someone to come knocking on the door and say, yes, I'd like a basket of wings and fries, please. You're going to go out and here we go, put yourself in opportunity's way and make it happen. So what's the last thing you did, friends, to get out there and make it happen? Are you putting yourself in opportunity's way? Have you gone to any networking meetings this week, or are you going to? Have you attended any functions? Have you had any events? Have you written any articles? Have you done any videos? Have you had any 15-minute meetings, something we talk about all the time? Let this be an inspiration. Let this be a shove, a push, a nudge, not a nudge, so that you get up and get out. I'm going to an event tonight, 5 to 7 p.m. Hey, that's my personal time with my wife, but it comes around every once in a while. There's a great keynote speaker, and I'm going. I have an event tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm going. I'm going to go meet people, and I'm going to see who needs to meet me. I want to congratulate Nancy from Adventure Marketplace. She's a boot camper. She posted a picture of her, and there's a sign with a picture of her. She was giving a presentation at LL Bean. She was giving a lecture on Southern African adventures. So Nancy, way to go. Nancy puts herself out there and gives lectures on her passion, her specialty. She's a celebrity influencer. Karen, boot camper, you're in the house right now, Karen, too. And if you don't mind me sharing this, here's what you did. You, in terms of investigating local universities and colleges, spent some time on Sunday perusing the adult education courses offered at our top 2 universities here. Friends, do you have any colleges, universities where you live? I bet you do. She was looking for topics that she was interested in for a potential group. And she found a ton of things. And those people could be group leaders. Are you out there? Are you sitting in your food truck on your iPhone waiting for someone to come knocking? Or are you getting up, getting out in the rain, getting a little wet and giving out your menu? Getting people excited, intriguing them, seeing who needs you out there. All right, let me just do one more quick check here, and then we're going to get to a poll. We're going to get to a poll that Hans sent, another boot camper, and it's a great question, so stick around. Nicole says, good morning. Thanks for inviting us. You're very welcome, Nicole. I'm glad you're here. Carolyn says, good morning, Stuart. It's Carolyn for Dream Vacations. Hey, Carolyn, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Man, I hope, I'm going to be bold here, friends. I have done the Dream Vacations National Conference at Sea for a bazillion years. Didn't get the gig last year, Sometimes we win it, sometimes we don't. I'm hoping I get asked back this year. Hoping. It's what I love to do, you know. I was just at the CCRA conference. I got to meet Elaine. I got to meet Lena. I got to meet so many of you. And by the way, if you're here and we met at CCRA, remind me, Scott, I don't know if Kevin's in the house. It was so amazing to finally meet the people who I don't get to see. I don't see you, but you see me. Garrett says I would have brought some sample wings to give out free and then hand out the menu. You bet. Man, when somebody smells food, they get hungry. When you're having a beer, you get hungry. Hello? So Garrett said, did I go to the food truck and suggest they do it? I did not. I did not. You know what? Sometimes, Karen, here's the thing. I have learned over the years that if I'm not asked for advice, I need to not give it sometimes, because sometimes people find it insulting, even though I do it in a loving way. So in this particular case, I decided not to. Because here's the thing, I wasn't buying anything from the food truck that day, just so you know, because we were having dinner. We had dinner plans someplace else, but we wanted to go have a brewski, a booski, a looski. My wife and I have to work, but I got to believe 50% of the people in there were probably hungry. So I would have felt better, Karen, if I was going to order and say, hey, man, give me a handful of menus. If I go make 2 sales for you, would you give me my wings free? I would do something like that. Dan's in the house. He's hosting his 3rd meetup tonight with Thai food tasting. Way to go, Dan. Listen, everybody, what Dan is doing. Who can't remember? I'm hosting my 3rd meetup tonight with a Thai food tasting. THAI. I love Thai food. Karen said, I wore my Patriots Tom Brady jersey this week before the Super Bowl to a networking event. My 30-second elevator speech, even if your team is not going to the Super Bowl, South Lake Travel can send you to the Super Bowl, the Masters, Kentucky Derby. We're here to send you to those bucket list events. Great stuff, Karen. Thanks for sharing. Nicole said, are you attending CLIA 360? I am not. I did their keynote a few years ago, Nicole. They have not hired me back. They mix it up every year. I'd love to do it, but I'm not going to be there. In fact, I did not do this on purpose coincidentally. That's the same week I'm doing my Group Sales Success Summit, April 1st through the 7th, which we'll talk about. Okay, here's the poll, everybody. Here is the poll. Hold on here. Here's the poll. Look at your screen. Launch poll. Hans, I want to thank you for sending this space. So I've got a question for you. If you had to keep only one, your website or your Facebook page, to grow your business, which would you choose to keep? Which would you choose to keep? Go ahead and click which one. Would you keep your website or your Facebook page? Now, this is interesting because as you answer, you know, I wonder if you don't choose your website, is it because you have a cookie cutter website that's provided for you, so it's no cost or low cost, but you have very little ability to customize it? Is that why you're saying no? And or have you really found the secret of mastering Facebook pages and Facebook groups like Lena has for travel agent hacks? Now, I know that's an industry thing, Lena. It's not necessarily consumer facing. It's strictly agents only. Travel Agent Hacks, by the way, friends, if you're not a member of it, get in there. It's great. All right, let's see what we got here. Wow. So what do you think the answer is? What do you think would be it? Here we go. I'm closing the poll, sharing the results. Ladies and gentlemen, it's really close, but Hans, there you go. 59% would keep their website and 41% would keep the Facebook page. It's close, but the website wins. So one of the things that astounds me, friends, is that you know, today if you need a great website, it doesn't need to be a black hole in terms of costs. Back in the day, do you remember, it would cost a ridiculous amount of money to build a website. Now there are so many easy platforms like WordPress and templates that are so inexpensive, and people who pay, you know, charge a fair price. And if you need the best web designer in the world, who I use, let me know. I'll give you her name, but she's very, very busy. I'm just telling you because she's the best in the world, and she's affordable, and she does quality work. Are you affordable, and do you do quality work? In any case, it pains me when I see web pages that are cookie cutter, and they're screaming sales, screaming deal, even though you want to be screaming groups, but it's not. Even though it doesn't have an about me page, which tells me your beautiful story. Because friends, if your website looks like every other .com, I don't need you. And remember, in this business, who am I buying? You, or else I can book that stateroom any bazillion of places. And number two, if you do have more of a custom website, how many broken links do you have? Did you get the email today from Agent at Home? I write for that magazine. Do you get Agent at Home? So my article today, which I will share on Facebook with you all, is are you suffering from broken link syndrome? When's the last time you went back and clicked every link on your website? Because I guarantee you there's a link that's broken right now. I guarantee you there's a social media icon I'm going to click that takes me nowhere. And that's annoying to me. Is it annoying to you when you go to visit a website and you're disappointed, you're let down? Because you know what, man, if this person has broken links on their website, how can I trust them to book our honeymoon? How could I trust them to book my group? It's so simple to fix a broken link. When's the last time you checked? So there you go, friends. I'm on my stump right now, just giving you a little bit of advice. And so at the end of the day, it's website, Hans. But man, oh man, it's got to be a website. So friends, if you picked website because it's a hands-off thing, you don't have to do, it's a set it and forget it thing like Ron Popeil, you don't need to do anything. That's the wrong choice. Because as much as, friends, you keep up with your Facebook page, posting, starting conversations, growing your group, doing events, posting interesting pictures. You need to do the same with your website, but not complicated, friends. To me, your website can be one page, and you can do what Guy Kawasaki says, who am I marketing? Because it's all about you. Don't shout price, don't shout deals, don't shout discounts, because that's what you're going to get. You're going to get what you go fishing for. All right? Groups. That's why you're here, I would imagine. Be bold. Let me see if we got any comments here. And then we're going to dive into some more questions. Debbie says, all my clients contact me by referrals on Facebook. Then I send them to my website. Beautiful. Well done. See, at the end of the day, Hans, I think they should work in tandem. Because Facebook gives you the ability to do, instant posts, do all kinds of stuff, and you want your website to refer them to your Facebook page. And friends, look, when you meet somebody for the first time, where's the first place they go? They go to the internet to check you out. What are they seeing when they check you out? They may not see your Facebook page right away, but if they type in your name or your business name, they're going to go to your website. That's your resume. It's like a billboard. You got seconds to make me want to follow you, know you, like you, ask you for help. Christy says website for sure. There will be other social media platforms that will come available long after Facebook is finished. Indeed, what's the next big thing? What about Instagram? I think Instagram is really cool. I'm learning it myself. I have another business I'm beginning to start called Healthy Sexy You that I'm doing with my wife. We're both also integrative health coaches. Okay, and so we just started doing posts. Any of you on my personal Facebook page, you're more than welcome to join. Almost every Sunday, I do Salad Sunday, and I take fun pictures of healthy organic salads. Jenny said, websites give credibility. I agree. Indeed. And you could really structure the website showing your amazing pictures with your groups of you giving presentations, and you can have a blog. You can write a couple of paragraphs, you've got yourself a blog. And Jenny said, and group registrations, indeed, because you want to be efficient with your groups. Drive people to the website, and you can make a private link so they register. I did this with my River Cruise group. Remember, friends, in April 2017, I did a partial ship charter of the Ama Christina for my friends and family. So for those of you who don't know me, if you think I'm just talking and not walking, I walk it too. Karen says, question. If you're meeting a potential speaker to suggest they do a seminar at sea, do you have an outline you can share with us to review with group leaders so they understand the process and timeline of booking the group far out? So let me read this again here. If you're doing this, suggest a seminar at sea, do you have an outline to share with us to review with the group leaders to understand the process and timeline of booking the group far out? Well, I would say, Karen, that definitely you want to do the group viability test. You want to make sure that this will work, that they have a big following. That the thing that gets me is that they are impressive enough, they have enough followers, they are influential enough to be a group leader. Because, right, Karen, we don't want to be advertising in the newspaper. That's a waste of money. That's more speculative. That's more promotional. But if your speaker has a list and they tell you, man, I wish I can do an event and meet with my followers and teach and transform and sell my book, whatever it is, then you've got something there. And I think what you need to do is you need to lay out a timeline. You need to lay out your plan. Remember, the key to success, friends, I don't care how big the big shot is, the speaker, the publisher, the chef, the sommelier, whatever, okay, you have to still take control. They know what they know. Your speaker, a seminar at sea, is an expert in whatever, history, but they don't know travel. You do. And the hardest thing that's going to be for you is to tell them the group launch sequence, right, Karen? They're going to be in a rush. Oh, just give me the prices and we'll sell it. Don't worry. No, I will worry because it doesn't work like that. We do the marketing first, then the prices, and we open up for sale, right? That's group launch sequence. And friends, if you don't know what I'm talking about, in boot camp, I teach group launch sequence because too often you have a great idea, a great event, you push out prices, and then you do the marketing, and what happens? There's a giant sucking sound. There's a void. All you hear is crickets because you were all excited. You put the prices out, then you do the marketing, but nobody's buying. It's got to be the opposite way. You do all your marketing. I just give out the big secret. All the marketing first, and then ready, buy now. So you need to lay out that plan. And frankly, everyone says, how often should I start? Friends, I did almost 2 years in advance of my river cruise, and there were still people that had plans 2 years over those same dates. You can never, listen to me, start promoting your affinity group too early. It's impossible, especially if it's more days, especially if it's more money. People need time to block it off on the calendar. Still, things may change, but you can never promote early enough. So do I have a list? No, I would actually go with, between the group agreement letter, which you want to lay out the strategy, the plan, and the group launch sequence. When you're gonna do the information series, the presentation series, when you're gonna open it for sale and close for sale. Okay, start it early and lay it out, and make sure your group leader knows what's expected of them to do. Because if they don't want to do it, then they're not a good group leader. Am I right? I hope that helps you. Sharon says, not really much interaction. I have to pay for it through my franchise. So Sharon's talking about her website. And I wish there was a way, friends and Sharon, that you can customize, personalize your website. Because if I'm coming to your site, I don't want to see, with all due respect to Royal Caribbean, my friends there, Celebrity, my friends there, and Taba Tours, my friends there. I want to see you, because I can book that trip a billion places. Talk to me about you. Julie says, what was that travel agent hacks you just mentioned? Oh, it's a Facebook group specifically, exclusively, only for travel agents, travel professionals. You need to be granted permission to access it. And my friend Lena runs that. It's called Travel Agent Hacks. Go ahead and go on Facebook and look for it. Hans said, thanks. I wonder how many of those have booking engines. Right, so that's a good point. You're not going to like me saying this. I'm gonna be making enemies here, but I don't think your website should have a booking engine, because then you're becoming just another .com. And what if they see it, they don't understand it? You know, you want to talk to them, friends, because if you just want them to book online, then what value are you offering? None. The picture didn't freeze. I want to make sure that resonates. If you can't get these people on the phone to prove your worth, to prove your value, to prove that you're going to show them loyalty before you expect loyalty back, that you're a great person, you're highly knowledgeable, they would never think of booking this without you. And wait, friends, you're going to say to them, listen, I'm not going to sell you the, say it, bare bones, stripped out, off the shelf package. Because when you get there, you're gonna miss out, and you're gonna come back disappointed. Judy said, okay, so if you could only keep your website, how would you drive more business to it? That's a great question. Man, we could be here all day. You need to do something. You can't sit in a food truck on your iPhone waiting for people to come to your website, waiting for people to come to if you're out there meeting people, networking, and collecting cards. It's one thing to give out cards. You don't know if people could do something with it, but are you doing something that inspires people to look you up? When you're out there meeting people, are you saying, hey, check out my site? Check me out. Here's my resume. I'm the real deal. I'm the best agent in the world. Okay? You need to do something, friends, so they look you up. Can you write? Are you giving local speeches? Are you doing little videos? Are you doing volunteer work? That's what it comes down to, friends. You need to be interesting enough for me to come check you out. You can do the promotions, the Google AdWords, this, that, and the other, pay money. I'm not really into that. Do something. You can even repost other people's articles that you find interesting on your site. That will come up in keyword tags. But, that's what I'm saying. Just do something so it inclines me, obligates me, entices me to go check you out. Debbie said, yes, I get Agent Home. Great. Check out my article. It's a good one. Sharon said, what do you do when you have to pay the franchise for the website? Very cookie cutter. I don't know. I don't want to get involved too deeply here, Sharon. I don't know what the opportunities and ramifications are, but it's definitely worth checking out to see what level of customization you can do. And are you allowed to have your own page? Can you, for a low cost, have your own page under your name? Your name. Why do you think the name of my business is StuartLloydCohen.com? Because I'm the brand. I'm it. So why don't you have a website saying Sharon Manzi Travel or whatever? And then you can link it to this other website if you wish, but have a one-page Who Am I page. Karen said, a website, one of the reasons 90% of new leads come to me from my website is because of my name. South Lake Travel is the name of my town. Strongly suggest you get a URL address with the name of your town travel. I like that. Listen, everybody, Karen, great idea. And link it to your site so that when someone searches for the name of your town and travel, you'll come up first. Great idea. I'm right outside of Memphis. I'm in Germantown. So I don't even know, is Germantown Travel available? Maybe. Germantown Travel Agency. I see what you're saying. Because if that's the name of the website, it'll still come up in a Google search, and they click it, it's easy to have a redirect. Like, for instance, if you were to go to, get this, groupsalessuccesssummit.com. If you go there, don't do it now, do it after, groupsalessuccesssummit.com. There is no website, groupsalessuccesssummit.com. You don't even know this, but it's going to immediately, instantly, without hesitation, jump you to my landing page, which is stuartlloydcohen.com/Group Sales Success Summit. You see, it's a wonder. And it's easy to do. If you don't know how, just ask an expert to help you do that. All right, one more for here, then I'm going to go to the handouts here. A quote I heard a long time ago regarding having a website versus Facebook is, quote, thank you, Christy, for sharing this. Don't build an empire on land you don't own. Facebook can change the rules tomorrow. You don't own Facebook, you own your website. Christy, those are great words. Hans, are you listening? Friends, are you listening to what Christy's saying here? I like this a lot. This is kind of where the rubber meets the road. Don't build an empire on land you don't own. So what if something changes with Facebook and your ability to communicate with all your followers goes away? Are they in your database? Are they on your list, which is a much nicer way of saying it? Okay, are you emailing them as well? If you guys know, if you're in my travel agent training Facebook page, or if you're on my Group Sales Success Summit Facebook page, I will do things to try to get you on my email list. Like those of you probably just got my Group Sales Success Summit announcement. You're on my list. So, Christy, I'm right there with you, and I think it's sage wisdom. Shannon says my website is cookie cutter made by my franchise and it doesn't reflect me at all. See what you can do, and if you can't change it, are you allowed to create a shannonmerkel.com site? You know, and then have it link over. Maybe that's what you do. Nicole says, what do you think of creating speculative groups? Okay, you get a deal from a cruise line, from a hotel, from a tour company. They have some soft dates, and they give you a deal to promote it. Sure, that's good. But make sure you promote it to the right people, the people who you know are flexible, the people who you know have thought of going to those destinations. Because if you start feeding me with deals and stuff that I have no interest in, I'm going to get off that list. But it would be nice, friends, to identify who on your client list are interested, who can do, you know, maybe travel on a dime's notice. Maybe these are close in, you know, find out who could do that, or know who on your list is interested in going to Australia, interested in going to Europe by cruise. That helps. So spec groups can be good. I think it keeps you in the game. I think it shows that you have negotiating power because you take the credit for this. Don't give the supplier credit. But friends, don't confuse it with an affinity group because it's not. The only reason why people would book a spec group is the deal, not the affinity. And one final note, Nicole, very important. If you do have a deal, an opportunity you're going to promote as a speculative group, never, ever, ever call it group. Don't ever use the word group in your promotional efforts, because somebody's going to look at it and go, you've got a group rate, a group deal? Well, does that mean I'm going with a group of people that I don't know, I may not like, and I don't want to eat dinner with? Do you see what I'm saying? See, this is the lingo, friends. We can't use certain TC. My friend TC, Terry Phelps. You know TC? Yeah. TC, Torquedaga. That's none of their business, for instance. Don't use industry lingo with consumers. They don't need to know. They don't have to know. They should not know. Same thing. Julie says, I have a travel club with over 250 members. Travel club. Awesome, Julie. I'm planning on doing a travel expo party with 4 suppliers attending. Awesome. Each highlight 1 to 2 itineraries, all complimentary. Any suggestions or advice? I'm planning on 50 to 75 attendees and giving food and drink and 2 tickets. Yeah, let me tell you something, Julie, this sounds great. Just make sure you have a clearly defined agenda. Make sure that people know why they need to be there. Because friends and Julie, if they think they're going to be sold to, then they're not going to show up. You're going to be stuck with a lot of food and drinks, okay? So make sure the agenda is clear. Make sure it's more about giving information and answering questions. And the fact that you have don't call them suppliers. Nobody knows what's a supplier. Consumers don't know what a supplier is. Say the name of the brand. You have brand representatives, Celebrity, Royal Caribbean, whoever, Globus, will be here sharing and answering your questions. You know, these events, friends, if they're positioned as bring your wallets, bring your credit cards, yeah, I'm not sure people are going to show up for it. I don't think so. Nobody wants to walk into a room and to get hit over the head. You know, an opportunity meeting. You know what I'm talking about. They're going to sell you timeshare. Got to be really careful. Really careful. All right, let me go here. Karen, I got this. She's her anniversary. Yeah, by the way, just quick announcement. We're halfway through already. That this is really the final days of my 4-year anniversary for group sales boot camp. So if any of you are not in, you want to get in, I never, ever discount it, but I am offering a promotion, value added promotion. If you join now, you can start whenever you want. If you're not ready to start now, just ping me, send me an email, send me an owl, let me know. I'll give you the information. I would love to welcome you in because I believe boot camp works. And I'm saying this when I've got boot campers on the line, and they could say, no, it doesn't right here. But I like being bold and telling you I believe it works. I put my heart and soul into it. I'm going to love to welcome you in. Okay, Kay, what can you add? Listen, friends, what can you add in a package that will make it really special? Because something that the cruise line or tour company can't give them. Most of my clients are really faithful, but a recent group is they're going for the price. Now listen, everyone goes for price, right? Everyone. But I understand Kay's question here. You know, should I let she's wondering, should she have let them go elsewhere because she doesn't like competing on price, which is awesome. Sometimes you have to say no, but they're good clients. So friends, you know, this is a great question that I can't tell you. I don't know if they want a fancy restaurant. I don't know if they want to stop in a port of call and go see a local Jamaican chef prepare food and teach them how to make jerk. I don't know, okay? Do you know? So, friends, number one, in the group business, you never, ever sell the bare bone stripped down off the shelf product, ever. Because they're going to shop you till they drop you. Number two, you always want to create a package. The way you create the package, number one, is you ask for permission. Can I present you with a more, listen, inclusive package? Hans, you've heard this before. Dan, you've heard this. Scott, you've heard this before. I know that. Lena, you've heard this before. Hear it again. Ask that question. They're going to go, what do you mean a package? We're just looking for a great price. I get that. But I can give you the same exact thing that you're going to buy online. But you're going to come back missing things. You're going to come back disappointed. I know you will. Trust me. I've been doing this too long, and I don't want you coming back being mad at me that you overpaid for something there. You spent more than you ever anticipated. It was already sold out because with my clients, they don't miss a thing. Do you understand what I'm saying, friends? So and this is what you say, if you give me permission to present you with a more inclusive package, I can then negotiate. I can put together a package that has all the things built in so there's no stress, no risk, higher value, okay, and higher convenience. So yes, my price will be higher, but in the long run, it'll be less because if you went and you did this stuff on your own, it costs you a lot more if you can even get it while you're there. What do you put in the package? Number one, friends, you ask. Okay, you got to ask. What did you not get on your last trip that you wish you had? And in all your research, friends, acknowledge their research. And all your research, Miss Jones, was there something that looked like fun? You want to make sure you get to taste or do or zip line or swim with or learn about. What do you want to make sure you do? And I'll go negotiate for you and put it together, build it into the package. Are there excursions you want to do? Do you want to do a resort for a day? Hey, that's the company I started, and I started it because it's an awesome thing to add in, include in, bake in, B-A-K-E, into the group package. So it's all done because, friends, when people travel in a group, they're doing it for a reason. They want to be together. So it's up to you to help pull out of them the things, the activities they want to do together. And here's the final point, friends. It's also up to you to come up with 3 times as many ideas because you need to know more than them. You need to know about that restaurant. You need to know about that the basket weaving session that most people don't know about. You need to know, maybe you've been there before, maybe not. that if you make that left turn here, there is an amazing Thai restaurant. Right, Dan? You need to know and you need to suggest. You want to do this? You want to do a private excursion? You want to, what are all the things you want? Let me give you some suggestions. You give me permission to package? Great. That's how you do it. I mean, I hate to say it with all the simplicity, but it's about asking questions, refusing to sell them the bare bone product, and also generating great ideas. And look, I know if there's 100 people in a group or 12, one's going to say, I don't want to do that. Well, what are you going to do? You just got to go with the majority, or if it's a big enough group, you can say, built into the price, you can pick this or this. And there you go. Okay, I hope that helps you. Okay. Wait, let me, well, actually, this is good. Sharon posted in a Group Sales Success Summit, which I'm going to talk about in a second, page 2. Any of the travel agents here set up their group travel packages and present just one price. Now, we just talked about this. And friends, this is what I'm advocating. This is what I teach in boot camp. You got to make it simple. Friends, the more price points you offer, the more confusing it gets, the more decisions you're asking them to make. The only decision, friends, they need to make is, yes, I'm going, or no, I'm not going. Right? If so, how do you handle payments and collections and paying the suppliers? Newbie here and about to have to deal with this with a group. Need some guidance. Well, here's the thing, Sharon. I don't know if you're with us right now, but we and my boot campers know we've taken this on a bazillion times in prior Ask Stuart hours. And there are many answers to this, so I cannot spend a lot of time on it because there's so many more issues and questions I want to get to. I'm so glad you're here, especially if you're a visitor, especially if you're a boot camp. Thank you for being here. Hope you like what you see. We do this every other week. And by the way, nobody knows this until I make this announcement, but I've been hired again to do another influencer video, just like I did in Cancun for Palace Resorts. Have you seen my influencer video? And there's another one coming out for Jamaica that I taped in December. But now, guess what? Listen to me. This is just for you guys. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Palace Resorts is flying me to Cabo San Lucas, and I'm going to do LeBlanc Los Cabos with my wife, an influencer video. And while I'm there, I'm going to try to do an Ask Stuart Hour from LeBlanc to make you really jealous that I'm there and you're not. Are you doing stuff like that with your customers? You're broadcasting live. You're doing a Facebook Live from a resort, from a ship. So here we go. Payments. Let me get back on track here real quick. Number one, you want to make sure you pick suppliers that will allow an overpayment. That's number one. And I know you're going to say, but wait a minute, they're going to take 3% for the credit card. Of course they do. That's part of your marketing expense, friends. You can mark it up more if you want, but it's just listen, when I sell boot camp, almost everybody puts on a credit card. I lose 3% of $800. That's a lot of money, but it is what it is. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Pay by check? Good luck with that. You know, most young people don't even know how to write a check. Number two, if they can't collect enough, then see if you can take a deposit by check first, just the deposit. And this way you're covering your deposit and the additional and the overage. Okay, so just a deposit, because you don't want to have 52 different forms of payment. You're going to freak people out. You're going to make them nervous. Okay. There's many different ways of going. Some of you have a merchant account, most of you don't, because it's very high risk. It's really hard to take payment by credit card if you have it. Sometimes your host has a card. I know Nexion has a hosted card program, right? And some of you have a host or a franchise, right, that will provide this support for you. But you got to get creative. You got to keep it simple. And don't add any additional payments. You don't want to reveal the price breakouts, friends. You don't want to reveal 50's going here, 100's going here, 20's going here, because I'm here preaching to you to package, which means I'm already complicating your lives. But if you want to be successful in groups, you got to do it, man. Nobody said it was easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. And not everybody else is. Okay, so here, I got a question for you. Going back to Nashville too in May, going to New Orleans Saturday through Tuesday. We're going Actually, Friday night, they're Tuesday, going to eat and drink our way through New Orleans. Can't wait. Why am I sharing this with you? I don't know. I'm just letting you know. Come to Memphis, by the way. I'm the biggest brand ambassador. Come to Memphis. I'm hoping to do an event here next year. But Group Sales Success Summit, as you know, I've made the big announcement. I've accelerated it because it was so huge, so successful. I want to keep bringing the help. The theme is going to be groups, of course, but the theme within the theme is going to be niche. We're going to really dive deep into various niches that you can explore and master. And we're gonna bring in suppliers, small suppliers who specialize in these little niches. We're gonna bring in business coaches again. So what I need is for you, and you could put it here. If I don't have a chance to read it, I'll read it after. Send me an email, post it there. But if there are any specific suppliers, niche, they could be big too. Like, I'll give you an example. I'm going to give you an example. Holland America is in. Why? Because they have a huge promotion about their culinary. You know, they have kitchens on their ships. So we're going to dive deep into the success strategies agents have doing food, culinary tours on Holland America. That's the kind of stuff. I've got a company that does cycling tours, very specific. So if you have any specific companies you want to see me that I may not have thought of, you got to let me know, friends. Let me know. I'll bring them in. I'll get them here. Number two, business coaches too. Some of you have already expressed, which your favorite business coaches were. I'm going to bring back, or professional speakers. Tell me. I want to give you what you need. Okay. But here's the big ask. If you, or if you know somebody who is already having success, is already excelling with a niche, whether it's girls' getaways, whether it's men's retreats, whether it's LBTGQ, whether it's food, wine, Alaska, whatever the category is, whatever their niche is, friends, if you or somebody you know is already having a success in a lifestyle, a geographic location, specific niche and groups, tell me, because I want to feature you or that person or that couple in Group Sales Success. We did it last time in August, and you guys told me you loved hearing it from the agent, how they did it, what they do. And normally they love sharing. So I need to know who these agents are, and if it's you, let me know or give me a recommendation and we'll hook it up. Okay, let's get back to the boards here. Debbie said, would you invest to join the local Chamber of Commerce? My local chamber doesn't have a travel advisor in the chamber, but I don't have time to go to the monthly meetings. So that's an issue. If you don't have time to go to them, why don't you have time? Debbie, make time. Debbie, make time. That's a problem. If you join and you're not there, how are you going to network? How are you going to meet people? I know some people who are part of the chamber, they have great success. I know people who have done it and it was unsuccessful. What I recommend you do is talk to other members who are in it, other local business owners just like you. Hey, is the juice worth the squeeze? Find out. Know before you go. But it may be hard, Debbie, if you can't commit that time to participate. Because it's one thing you're in it. It's another if you can be there and participating, meeting the people. Ted said, Stuart, really enjoying the boot camp and learning a ton. Thank you, Ted. Awesome. I know you're a new boot camper too. Any suggestions for terminology that describes affinity group without using the word affinity group? It seems that a lot of folks hear the word group and instantly tune out. Oh, that's interesting. Well, it is important, I think, to use the word group, but I guess it has to be in context, which could be, stuff like, it's more fun traveling with a group of your best friends and family. It's how much more fun is it traveling with people you know? I mean, you can eliminate group and just say traveling with, journeying with, experiencing together. Let's do this together. This is a really big question, but I understand what you're saying. And, this comes up a lot too. Well, Stuart, what sentences, what bullet points should I use about the benefits of traveling as a group? Friends, I love you. I love every one of you. Look at me. I love you. But, no, not but. I don't want it to negate what I just said. I love you. And if I have to tell you the benefits of traveling as a group, you may be in the wrong business. You tell me. And not the features, the benefits. Features are nouns. It's just an it. It's a thing. So Ted and everybody listening to me, you got us talking benefits because we will together take a private guided tour of this location. Together, we will have a dining experience unsurpassed. Together, we will have a cocktail party on board the second night, rejoicing that it's our 25th anniversary celebration of our organization. Together, we're gonna celebrate the wedding. Together, we're going to celebrate mom and dad's 50th wedding anniversary. Let's all do it together. And the benefits are fun, confidence, especially if they've never been on a cruise ship or been to the destination or been on a river cruise and never done it before. It's fun. You can say there's value. Don't say deals and discounts. Say there's value because you're going to create a package, creating a more inclusive package, higher value, right? You're not going to let them miss a thing. And especially, it depends the type of group, Ted, because family reunion has one level of attraction. If it's like in Karen's case, if it's a seminar at sea, and if it's a guest speaker that people are willing to pay the money to travel with, willing to go and see, and willing to leave their home and go be with this person because they really admire this person, okay? Then what's the value? What are they going to get? Well, you will meet one-on-one and ask your own questions of Bob. He will sign your book while you're there and answer any questions that you found in his book. He will help you write your book. So, I mean, there has to be a reason. What's the trigger? Friends, why do you go to travel conferences? If you're just going, that's one thing. I hope you're not just going just to go, but are you when you attend a group sales success summit, why are you coming? You're coming because you want new ideas. When you go to CCRA or you go to Cruise 360 or whatever, why are you going? Have a mission in mind. So you need to know, Ted, what the mission is for this group. What's the mission? Why are we going? Why are we doing this? What's the mission statement? And when you find your group leader, that's the first thing I recommend is that what's the mission statement? It can't be, Ted, that you want to make money. And it can't be, Ted, that your group leader wants to make money. No. The first primary mission statement, you have to be aligned, synchronized, in perfect harmony, is that you want to make a memorable, phenomenal, high-value, cherished experience by bringing everybody together because the owner of this restaurant wants to give loyalty back to their best customers and do live cooking demonstrations because there's no time to do it at home. So this event brings people together where there's one-on-one personal interaction and growth, whatever. What's that mission statement? I hope that helps. Jenny said, hey, Jenny, you can have 2 websites and direct group prospects. Absolutely. So we're going back to that. You can definitely have the 2. Kay said, hey, Kay is in the house. I have a trifold brochure printed. I show all groups for 1 to 2 years. I show prices from. Should I not even show them from? You know what? Kay, listen to me, everybody. The problem with showing prices is that there's an immediate judgment. Ooh, that's cheap. Or, ooh, that's expensive. And you're not giving a fair review of what you included, Kay. So I would say no prices, ever. Because, again, it's like when you're doing a group and you put the prices out first and you don't follow my group launch sequence. If you put prices out first, people are going to judge it before they open the book to see what you built in, what's included, why the price point is what it is, what's built in. They're not going to give you a chance. No prices, friends. No prices. That's just my humble opinion. Got 5 minutes left, friends. Debbie said, I have a business Facebook page connected to my home page. I put sales in the business Facebook, then share to my home page. There you go. And just make sure, friends, that if you have a Facebook page that is going to be showcasing sales, that you realize that some people are going to want to be there. Some people are not. Some people don't want to be barraged by deals, ads, discounts, and promotions. Some people do. So don't be upset if somebody doesn't want to join that site, but make sure you have another website page or another blog or whatever, Debbie, that also showcases information. People love free information. People love information, even though if they know how to pack. Give them 5 tips how to pack, because maybe one of the 5 they don't know. Debbie said, every time I post a cruise sale, I get at least 4 to 5 hits, and I have learned not to put the sale just to tell them to contact me with their information. Then I link my website. So you're getting the hits, which is good, which means those followers. But understand, friends, that if it's a sale, you run the risk of that's the business you're in. That's your game you're in. Are you in the group game, or you're on the independent FIT sales game? Make a decision here, because they may not necessarily think of your groups, or you can use it to go fishing to get groups. So be careful how you position yourself in the marketplace. You don't want to be known as the discounter, the deal person. You want to be known as the high value, the celebrity authority, the influencer who also gives very fair and reasonable pricing. Karen says, it's the same reason 25 years ago we had the name of every town that people looked up on the yellow pages. Everyone called us because we were the name of the town. Exactly. Karen, back to the future. Go get that URL of your town name and redirect it. Love it. Oh, Hans, you are very welcome. Sharon says, boy, we still have coming here. I'm going to try to plow through. We've got 3 minutes left. And listen, if I haven't gotten your question, if you still have one, you can post it here, and I'll come back and I'll answer it either on the Group Sales Success Summit page, which I hope you've signed up to get my emails on, and I need your opinion and advice, or in boot camp. Sharon says, hi, Stuart. If my groups are not yet with influencers, I deal with groups, friends and family trip. What steps should I take? Sometimes going to the program, I'm new. That's okay. Welcome. I'm thrilled. I feel as though it's for doing groups with influencers. So look, at the end of the day, you can substitute the word group leader for influencer. Same thing. That's what I'm talking about. Friends, that group leader needs to be the number one. I don't even use the word Pied Piper anymore, okay? Because sometimes it has negative connotations. Influencer. The group leader has to be. If they're not an influencer, they're not a group leader. Remember, leader, influencer, right? A leader is an influencer. So to lead a group, they have to be influencing others. Come with me. Come with us. You got to be here. You don't want to miss this. Michelle says, I don't see a resource tab for the handouts you just mentioned. Which handouts did I mention, Michelle? I don't remember. Tell me, which one did I mention? Some of them are in boot camp that I can't share publicly. Some of them I'm happy to share publicly. Tell me in an email, Michelle, or here, and I'll get them to you. Lena said, when you have a franchise website, you're primarily promoting the franchise name and those suppliers, not your company. If you ever own, you're promoting you, and you can move anywhere you want and not have to build a new website and rebuild your brand. You have more control. Even if you pay for a website through your host or franchise, get your own. Build your brand. So, Lena, no truer words were spoken. It's true. It's worth the additional investment, friends, to have your own custom personalized website. It's your brochure. Otherwise, it may not be truly your brochure. Does that make sense? Julie says, thanks, Stuart. Yes, reps sharing info and answering questions. Each rep will have 7 minutes to aspire. And Julie, make sure you tell them, listen to me, Julie, they've got 7 minutes, because when a rep gets on a microphone, trust me, I was a rep, that you can't pull them off. And the worst thing in the world is to start late. And the second worst thing in the world is to go long. So tell them you've got 7 minutes to make a significant impression. So give me benefits, not features, of why we need to travel and go to this destination with you. Sharon said, enjoying boot camp. I am thrilled. Julie said, I haven't completed boot camp from last year, so can't do it again. What do you mean? Business is crazy, though. Still plan to watch last year. I bought the Forever package. So you bought GSS for keeps. Awesome. Kay said, what's the name of your resort package group? I saw it once and want to use it. It is resortforaday.com. I started it. I founded it. I sold it. I don't own the company anymore, but it's in really great hands. And they've got 5 times the amount of product that I had when I owned the company for 5 years. Okay. Okay, so this is it. We are out of time, friends. And I've got Michelle. You've got stuff here. So much more. Maria's in the house. Golf niche group. Okay, so here's the deal, friends. I promise you I'm going to read everything you've written. I'll communicate with you individually if I need to, if you ask me to. But I will also love to respond to you either in the boot camp, the private website, or in the Group Sales Success Summit page. I am so grateful you're here. This hour has flown by, and I hope you got something out of it. I really hope you got something out of it. It keeps me sharp. It keeps me in the game. And I love hearing what's on your mind. What are your challenges? What are your opportunities? It's important, friends, not only to share your challenges, but to share your wins, your victories, because it inspires all of us. And remember, don't be the entrepreneur in the food truck waiting for somebody to come knocking on your door. Get in there. Walk through the rain. Get a little bit wet. Get out there and give out your stuff. Show people why they need you.